Hi, good morning, my dear student. Today we are going to discuss your class 8 SST chapter 12 and new book chapter 10 India after independence. My dear student, if you have remember my previous class where I discussed you that what was the problem of the our country during it became free from Britishers. A new and divided nation we have during that time. Dear student, when India became independent in August 1947, it faced a series of very great challenges as a result of partition. 8 million people, they were refugees. They had come into country from what was now Pakistan. These people had to be found home and jobs. Then there was no problem of the that they had come India. Problem is that how can the Indian government manage them? The number of the refugees, it was very large, बहुत बड़ा था ये. And second problem, the problem of the princely states. Almost 500 princely states, they felt that कि वो भी क्या होंगे अपने अकॉर्डिंग एक स्वतंत्र राष्ट्र के रूप में कन्वर्ट हो जाएंगे. There was the problem of the princely states, almost 500 of them, each ruled by Maharajas and Nawabs, each of whom had to be persuaded to join the new nation. The problem of the refugee of the princely states had to be addressed immediately. The large term of the new nation had adopted the political system that would be best serve the hope and expectation of its population. I mean to say that what I am telling you. Here are the three major problems which I discuss with you. First problem, the problem of the refugees. Second problem, the problem of the princely states. Third problem, the problem of the large population. India's population in 1947 was large, almost 345 millions. It was also divided. There were the divisions, majority Hindu community and the Indian who practiced other faith. The citizen of the vast land spoke many had differences, language their differences, their race differences, their culture differences, their customs differences, everything that was not equal. That is the major problem. This problem was faced by the Constituent Assembly member. They have to manage all the types of the problems. And to the problem of the unity was the added the problem of the development. We cannot segregate them. We cannot separate the main problem of the, I mean to say that whenever India would not be unite, it can't be possible that India can be developed. At independence, the vast majority of Indians lived in the village. Farmers and peasants dependence on the monsoon of their survival. So did the non-farm sector of the rural economy. For if the crops failed, barbers, carpenters, weavers and the other services group would get paid of the services either. In the cities, factory workers lived in crowded slums with little access to education or health care. Clearly, the new nation had to lift its message out the poverty by the increasing the productivity of the agriculture and by promoting new job creating industry. My dear student, as I told you that during that time it was not properly developed the farming sector in India. During that time, the canals, the mega dam projects like Bhakra Nangal, like such type of others, Rihand, it was not built. ये नहीं बना था. So that's why the peasants, the farmers, they face a lot of problems. They depend on the monsoons for the rain, for the irrigation. Suppose in a year, irrigation facility, I mean to say that the monsoon that came properly, then their production अच्छा हो जाता था. It was good during that time when monsoon came properly. But in that situation, the monsoon not came properly. What happened with them? It was not the problem of the peasants. Along with the peasants, along with the rural society, the different groups like barbers, carpenter, like the iron smith, तमाम सारे लोग अपने अपने प्रॉब्लम्स, इन चीज़ों के साथ उनको ये सब चीज़ें मानसून के ठीक से ना आने के कारण उनकी अर्थव्यवस्था खराब हो जाती थी. ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम थी कि भारत सरकार एक इनके लिए जॉब की सुविधा उपलब्ध कराए. तो यूनिटी एंड डेवलपमेंट हैड टू गो हैंड इन हैंड. इफ द डाइवर्जन बिटवीन डिफरेंट सेक्शन ऑफ इंडिया वर नॉट एल्डेड, they could result in violent and costly conflicts, high caste fighting with low caste, Hindus with Muslims, and so on. As you know that in India, the large population, what I taught you in the starting of this class, 345 million people, they lived in during 1947 in India. In that population, the different community like Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, Jain, Parsi, accepted in among these religion the different caste, the upper caste, lower caste, and a lot of conflicts and differences. On the basis of that, they fought each other. एक दूसरे से लड़ाई किया करते थे. At the same time, if the fruits of economic development did not reach the broad masses of the population, it could create the fresh division. For the example, between the rich and the poor, between cities and the countrysides, between regions of India that were prosperous and the regions that lagged behind. I hope you are getting what I am telling you. भारत में बहुत सारे क्षेत्र ऐसे थे जो पिछड़े थे, जहाँ पे विकास नहीं पहुँचा था, जहाँ पे डेवलपमेंट नहीं हुआ, और इसका रिजल्ट एक बड़े पैमाने पे भारत में दिखाई देता है. आज भारत की परिस्थितियां भले ही बदल गई हों, लेकिन आज भी कमोबेश हमें इन प्रॉब्लमों से जूझना पड़ता है. Nowadays, the 58% people, they depend on the agriculture. We can say the 60% people, आज 60% से ज़्यादा भारत में एग्रीकल्चर पे डिपेंड है. Their dependency on farming. My dear student, अब इन सारी परिस्थितियों में भारत का संविधान बन रहा था. भारत के नेता भारत के लिए कैसे संविधान का निर्माण कर रहे थे जहां इस तरह की प्रॉब्लम ना आए, जहां पे ऊंच नीच, जहां पे धर्म के आधार पे कोई भी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, जहां पे पैसे के आधार पे, वेल्थ के आधार पे कोई भी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, जहां पे जेंडर के आधार पे कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, जहां पे कास्ट के आधार पे कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ना हो. एवरीवन एंजॉय देयर ओन लाइफ without any discrimination, without any exploitation, without any agitation. They feel that they were the citizen of the free country, freedom country, स्वतंत्र देश के नागरिक हैं. सबके मन में ऐसा विश्वास हो, इस भावना के साथ भारतीय संविधान का निर्माण हो रहा था. और भी भारतीय संविधान समिति के लोगों ने, भारतीय संविधान सभा के लोगों ने इस तरह की व्यवस्था बनाई. बिटवीन दिसंबर 1946 टू November 1949, the 300 Indians had a series of meetings. The country's political future, the meeting of this Constituent Assembly were held in New Delhi. But the participants came from all over India and from the different political parties. The discussion resulted in the forming of the Indian Constitution, which came into effect on the 26 January 1950. भारत का संविधान 26 जनवरी 1950 को लागू हुआ। लंबी बैठक हुई, 300 संविधान के 300 कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली मेंबर ने इस बैठक में भाग लिया। एक लंबी चर्चाएं चली, डिस्कस और डिबेट हुआ, दिल्ली में बैठक हुई। लेकिन ये लोग दिल्ली में बैठक कर भले ही रहे थे, लेकिन ये पूरे भारत से आने वाले प्रतिनिधि थे जो भारतीय संविधान सभा के मेंबर थे। भारतीय संविधान सभा के ऊपर बहुत सारे लोगों ने तमाम सारे प्रश्न उठाए। समाजवादियों ने कहा, सोशलिस्ट लीडर्स they argued that the Constituent Assembly was made from only one party, that is Congress. That was Congress. What I am using the word is because the socialist leader, they put it on question उठा रहे थे उस समय, और वो कह रहे थे कि संविधान सभा में जो कमेटी बनी है वो सिर्फ एक पार्टी की कमेटी है, एक दल के लोग हैं। लेकिन we should never forget that the Congress party member, even the 80%, 82% member of the Constituent Assembly belong to one party, Congress party, but it does never mean that their aim is equal. The different groups, the different communities, the different castes, the different class, they lead. I mean to say that the Congress leader lead their different class, caste, the community, religion, सभी धर्मों से लोग आ रहे थे और सबने अपने अपने पक्ष को रखा। ये एक बड़ी प्रश्न था और ऐसा लोगों ने किया। तो ये कहना कि भारतीय संविधान का निर्माण एक पार्टी से हुआ, ये बात पूरी तरीके से सही नहीं है। दूसरा, उन्होंने कहा कि कांग्रेस उस समय अंग्रेज भारत में थे, संविधान जब बन रहा था तो अंग्रेजों ने भारतीय संविधान का निर्माण किया, उनका सुपरविजन में बहुत, मतलब अंग्रेजों ने भारतीय संविधान के निर्माण में अपनी दखल रखी। इस बात पे भी तमाम सारे विद्वान एक मत नहीं है। कुछ लोगों ने कहा नहीं, ये सही नहीं है जो ये कह रहे हैं। What they are saying that is not true. Why? Because as you know that कि यहाँ पे अब संविधान निर्माण की बात की जा रही थी। कांग्रेस जब संविधान का निर्माण कर रहा था तो अंग्रेज भारत में जरूर थे, लेकिन अगर आप ऑब्जेक्टिव रिजोल्यूशन देखें पंडित नेहरू का, तो वहां वो क्या कहते हैं? ऑफ कोर्स वी आर गोइंग टू सेट आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, बट इट हैज नेवर मीन दैट वी आर गोइंग टू ओनली कॉपी। हम केवल नकल नहीं करने जा रहे। ऑब्जेक्टिव रिजोल्यूशन, दैट इज द बेस ऑफ आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। हमारे संविधान की चीजों को क्लियरली एक्सप्लेन करता है। इफ यू रीड योर प्रेम्बल ऑफ योर इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, यू कैन इजीली अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट पंडित नेहरू वांट टू से इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूंट असेंबली, क्या कहना चाहते थे। ओके, one feature of the Indian constitutions, some important features. I have already taught you about the features. First features, the adult franchises, where I told you, according to Indian constitutions, the adult franchises that was provided all citizens of India without any discrimination. It was the one of the great step taken by the Constituent Assembly. भारतीय संविधान सभा के द्वारा एक महान कदम उठाया गया, और वो था भारत के सभी लोगों को एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइजीज के थ्रू वोटिंग राइट्स देना। कोई भी जो 21 साल से अधिक उम्र का व्यक्ति है, यदि वो मानसिक रूप से सही है तो उसे वोट डालने का अधिकार है। वो वोट डाल सकता है, अपने सरकार, अपने रिप्रेजेंटेटिव को चुन सकता है। दैट इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग व्हिच आई एम टेलिंग यू। आई मीन टू से दैट वन फीचर ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन was its adoption of the universal adult franchises. All Indians above the age 21 would allowed to vote in state and national election. This was the revolutionary step, for never before had Indians been allowed to choose their own leader. In other countries such as United Kingdom and America, this type of rights not given. इस तरह के अधिकार अन्य देशों में नहीं मिले थे। First, only men of property had the vote. Then men who educated were also added on. This was in United States of America, USA. Then men who educated were also added on. Working class men got the vote only after a long struggle. Finally, after the bitter struggle of their own, the American and the British women were granted the vote. It means the last time women have voting rights. Women enjoyed their voting rights. 1949, in France, that was also democratic country, where the women's they had not the voting rights before 1949. But in India, 1947, the Constituent Assembly given the voting rights for all citizens of India, either men और women, चाहे वो मेन हो या विमेन हो, सभी के लिए उन्होंने इस तरह की व्यवस्था की. द सेकेंड फीचर ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वाज दैट इट गारंटेड द इक्वलिटी बिफोर लॉ टू ऑल सिटीजन्स. इक्वलिटी बिफोर लॉ, आई टोल्ड यू, ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण क्या थी? इक्वलिटी बिफोर लॉ. वाई? बिकॉज इन इंडिया, एज आई टोल्ड यू, दैट देयर वर द डिफरेंट कम्युनिटी, डिफरेंट क्लास, डिफरेंट कास्ट, डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस, डिफरेंट ड्रेस, डिफरेंट कल्चर, कस्टम. भारत में तमाम विविधता है, और जब तक भारत के लोगों को इस तरह के अधिकार नहीं मिलेंगे, तब तक ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि भारत के लोग अपने चीज़ों को इजीली इंजॉय कर सकें. तो ये एक ऐसा स्टेप जो भारत के लोगों में समानता ला रहा था, राइट टू इक्वलिटी. दैट इज द वन ऑफ द बेस्ट फीचर ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. रिगार्डलेस ऑफ देयर कास्ट और रिलीजियस affiliation, what I'm telling you, the constitution guaranteed equality before the law to all citizens regardless of their caste or religion or affiliation. There were some Indians who wished that the political system of the new nation be based on Hindu ideals, and that of the new nation be based on Hindu ideals, and that Indian itself be run as a Hindu state. The pointed of the example, the Pakistan, a country created the explicitly to the protect and further in the interest of the particular religious community. The Muslims, however, the Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru was the opinion that India could not and must not become a Hindu Pakistan. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru clearly explained that India could not, must not become a Hindu Pakistan. Why? Because Pandit Nehru indicate the problem of the Pakistan. उन्होंने पाकिस्तान की समस्याओं के लिए एक ही कारण माना, और ये कि पाकिस्तान ने अपने को क्या मान लिया? एक मुस्लिम राष्ट्र मान लिया. उन्होंने कहा भारत कभी भी हिंदू राष्ट्र नहीं बनेगा. अगर भारत हिंदू राष्ट्र बनता है तो भारत को भी उन समस्याओं को झेलना पड़ेगा जो आज पाकिस्तान झेल रहा है. बिसाइड्स मुस्लिम, इंडिया आल्सो हैड ए लार्ज पॉपुलेशन ऑफ सिख, क्रिश्चियंस एज वेल एज मेनी पारसीज एंड जैन. अंडर द न्यू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस they would have, when it came to seeking jobs in government or the private sector, the same rights before the law. The third feature of the constitution was that it offered the special privilege for the poorest and the most disadvantaged Indian. The practice of the untouchability, described as the slur and a blot on the fair name of Indians, was abolished. Hindu temples, previously open to only the higher caste, were thrown open to all, including that former untouchables. After a long debate, the Constituent Assembly also recommended that the certain percentage of the seat in legislatures as well as job government was reserved for the member of the low caste. In India, as you know that a group that is called the depressed class group, who face a lot of difficulties. A statement what I am going to tell, H.J. Khandekar. What H.J. Khandekar said? H.J. Khandekar said, we were suppressed for thousands of years. You engaged us in your service to serve your own ends. The suppressed us to such an extent that neither our minds nor our bodies and nor even our hearts work, nor we were able to march forward people. I mean to say that H.J. खांडेकर कहते थे कि हमें हजारों वर्षों से दबाया गया. आज हमारे दिमाग, न केवल दिमाग काम करना बंद कर दिए हैं, हमारा शरीर काम करना बंद कर दिया. हमारे हृदय भी नहीं ठीक से काम कर पा रहे हैं। इसलिए हमारे लिए आपको विशेष बातें सोचनी पड़ेंगी। हमसे हमेशा सेवाएं ली गई, हम लोगों ने सभी लोगों की सेवाएं की, और आज अगर हमें ऐसे छोड़ दिया गया तो हमारे कौन सोचेगा? So Constituent Assembly taken this matter seriously and given some privileges, not only the legislator but also in the government job. सरकारी नौकरियों में उनको रिजर्वेशन दिया गया, गवर्नमेंट जॉब में उनको सुविधाएं मिली, और फिर इस तरीके से इनकी व्यवस्था की गई। Along with the farmers, untouchables, the Adivasi and scheduled tribes were also granted the reservation in seat and job, like scheduled caste. These includes two who had been the deprived and the education, while their lands and the forest had been taken away by more powerful outsiders. The new privileges granted them to constitutions were main means of this. The Constituent Assembly spent many days discussing the power of the central government versus those of the state government. Some members thought that the center's interest should be foremost. Only a strong center, it was argued, would be in the position to think and plan for the well-being of country as a whole. Other members felt that the provinces should have granted autonomy and freedom. A member from the Mysore feared that under the present system, democracy is created in Delhi and it is not allowed to work in same sense and spirit of the rest of the country. A member from the Madras insisted that the initial responsibility for the well-being of the people of the provinces could rest with the province's government. The constitution sought to balance these competing claims by providing their list of the subjects, a union list with subjects such as taxes, defense, and foreign affairs, which would be exclusive responsibility of the center, a state list, subjects such as the education and the health, which would be taken care the principally by the state, and the concurrent list, under which would come subjects such as the forest, agriculture, in which the center and the state would have joint responsibility. It means, having seen the condition of the conflict between the state and center, who would be powerful, who would be have more rights. When these conflicts arose on their high position, the committee, a state committee, who absorb it and provide the solution, the subjects. Some subjects were divided in three parts: the union list, state list, and concurrent list. Union list, only the center has right to make rule and law on particular that matter. State list, state have right, all the states have right to make rule. States without any hesitation they makes rule. And third, the concurrent list, in which the state and center both, it is the joint responsibility to make rules which is in favor of the common peoples, लोगों के हित में वो बातें हों। और फिर मैंने इसके बारे में आपको सारी चीज़ें बताई। Another major debates in the Constitution Assembly, the concerning language. Many members believed that the English language should leave India with the British rules. Its place, they argued, should be taken by Hindi. However, those who did not speak Hindi were of the different opinion. Speaking in the assembly, T.T. Krishnamachari conveyed a warning on behalf of the people of the South, some of whom threatened to separate from India if Hindi was imposed on them. A compromise was finally arrived at. namely that while Hindi would be the official language of India, English would be used in the courts, the services, and the communication between one state and another state. And the many Indians contributed to the framing of the constitutions, but perhaps the most important role was played by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was Christians of the played by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was the chairman of the drafting committee and under whose supervision the document was finished in the final speech to the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Ambedkar pointed out the political democracy had to be accompanied by economic and the social democracy. Giving the right to vote would not automatically lead to the removal of the inequalities such as between rich and poor or between upper and lower caste. With the new constitutions, he said India was going to enter into life of the contradictions. In politics, we will have equally, and in social and economic life, we will have inequality. In the politics, we will be recognizing the principle of one man, one vote, and one value. In our social and the economic life, we shall, by reason of our social and economic structures, continue to deny the principle of man and one value. My dear student, this is the important things. So, what B.R. Ambedkar is saying, obviously it was right. He focused that the depressed class and the ST's condition. He focused that point which is very important for society. Even Constituent Assembly given the equal rights before law. Everyone have equal right. One vote, one values. But what is the meaning of that values? If he is not equal on the behalf of the social structure, social status, on behalf of economic status, economically if he was not able, then what is the meaning of that one vote, one value? That discriminations we can also observe nowadays. In the election time, you observe that the vote that was purchased and sale, खरीदे और बेचे जाते हैं. The party leaders, they distributed saris, the monies, and the such type of other things, which attracted the poor people. Even their vote value is equal, but what is the meaning of that values which was purchased? तो उनके अधिकारों को पैसों के से खरीद लिया जाता है. तो बी आर अम्बेडकर जो बातें कह रहे थे, निश्चित रूप से वो एक महत्वपूर्ण बात थी जिसपे सबका ध्यान आकर्षित किया. एंड देन आफ्टर वी डिस्कस अबाउट दैट द लिंग्विस्टिक प्रॉब्लम वेयर आई टोल्ड यू दैट व्हाट हैपेंड विद पोट्टी श्री रामुलु. आफ्टर 54 days ही वाज डाइड, मर गए वो. और फिर किस तरीके से प्राइम मिनिस्टर का जब वो मद्रास में इलेक्शन में 1952 के लिए गए तो उनका किस तरीके से विरोध हुआ, क्योंकि कांग्रेस ने अपने सेशन में ये बात कही थी कि हम भारत को, जब भारत स्वतंत्र होगा तो भारत के राज्यों के भाषाओं के आधार पर भारत के राज्यों का गठन किया जाएगा. If you will see, if you remember where I told you back in the 1920s, the Indian National Congress, the main party of the freedom struggle, had promised that once the country won independence, each major linguistic group would have its own provinces. However, after independence, the Congress did not take any steps to honor this promise. For India had been divided in the basis of the religion, despite the wish that the effort of the Mahatma Gandhi, freedom had come not to one nation but two nations. As a result of the partition of India, more than 1 million people had been killed in riots between Hindu and Muslims. Could the country afford the further division of the basis of the language? Both Prime Minister Nehru and the Deputy Prime Minister Vallabhbhai Patel were against the creation of linguistic states after the partition. Nehru said, the disruptions, the tendencies had come to the fore. To check them, the nation had to be strong and united, or as Patel put it, the first and last need of India at the present moment is that it should be made a nation. Everything which helped the growth of nationalism has to go forwarded, and everything which through objectless in its way has to be rejected. We have applied this test to linguistic provinces also, and by this test, in our opinion, cannot be supported. But my dear student, what I told you, when in 1952 Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru reached in Madras state, he faced the high protest from the peoples. इन लोगों ने इसका विरोध किया और फिर लास्ट में पोट्टी श्री रामुलु की मृत्यु के बाद पूरा का पूरा सिनेरियो बदल गया। और फिर on 15 December 1958, 58 days into his fast, Potti Sri Ramlu died. And then after, finally, the central government, they had to agree that their demands. और फिर पहला राज्य आंध्र प्रदेश जो भाषाओं के आधार पर बना 1952 में स्वीकार कर लिया गया और इस तरह से फिर धीरे धीरे कई सारे राज्यों का गठन हुआ। ये सारी चीज़ें हम लोगों ने लास्ट क्लास में पढ़ी, हमने देखा किस तरीके से देश यूनाइट हुआ। तो आज के लिए इतना ही, नेक्स्ट क्लास में फिर मिलेंगे, बातें करेंगे। गुड बाय एंड टेक केयर।